Oh my god, dude. Right as I was making a video about Pima County, two videos come out back to back, dude, about Pima County. People in the world that's listening to this and watching this, Pima County needs help. These guys are getting fucking terrorized by this county, dude. Dude, oh my gosh, man. Whatever y'all can do to help the people there, so do something. I know one of y'all is like a millionaire or something, dude. Anyways. So this is Mark Brown's arrest or whatever, and the cop is such a liar, dude. And I got some more shit to say about her, but she's a bona fide liar, and I'm gonna explain it because it's two categories that I'm an expert in. But first, let's just hear her say it, just the audio, right? And then we'll see if it matches up, right?
I reached for his hand so my other guy would get him in handcuffs. Ended up grabbing his phone.
Reached for his hand, but ended up grabbing his phone. So the target was the hand, but she got the phone by mistake, right? Okay. She didn't say mistake, but she said ended up grabbing the phone. I was going for his hand, but ended up grabbing his phone. Okay, let's remember that.
He shoved me.
Proper term is reacted in defense of himself, but whatever. You can call it a shove.
Ended up grabbing his phone. He shoved me. And yanked away, and then there was the whole physical altercation. We originally got him in cuffs placed in the front, and once we got his cuffs on, he became passive resistant, dead weight on the ground. So we called meds to assess him. They got there and assessed him, recommended that he go that he be transported because his blood pressure was high. Mm-hmm. But he refused to do that. He wanted to leave with his friend. So our director said because the transport was recommended, that we cut him loose for him to either have a sense take him or be transported with them. Mm-hmm. I reached for his hand so my other guy would get him in handcuffs. Ended up grabbing his phone.
All right, let's see this part where she's talking about. This is the attacker that was talking about grabbing his phone. Looks like he's busy about to hand them some paperwork, right? You know, he's not paying attention, can't see what she's about to do right now. Watch his eyes, or her eyes, or whatever it is. Look at her eyes, they're right here, look. She's just staring at it. Oh, she wants that phone so bad. So bad. Look at that right hand. Oh, bam. Now, if she was trying to handcuff him, her arm, when she grabbed him, would have twisted and been pushing his hand behind his back. But instead, she pulls toward her because she's trying to steal his phone. That's not how you handcuff somebody. You don't get their hand and pull toward yourself. You go toward their back and twist. He gives her a light push on the arm, just enough, and then steps back and puts his hand up. And then she goes in again. Then she goes in again. And now the arm that was attacking him, he put his hand on. I'm just going to interrupt myself, but everybody needs to notice that she is smiling from ear to ear. She enjoys this. On the forearm, or muscly part, and pushed the arm away because that's what was attacking him, right? So he was just using just enough force to defend himself, right? And she used her right hand the whole time. But now look at this. Look at her left hand trying to pry the phone out of his hand. Look, she goes again, see? grabs the phone and is trying to she doesn't even have her hand on his hand. She has it completely on his phone, and then luckily he's strong enough to where he gets it. She's trying. So look at that. She's prying it. She's using her other hand to try to pry it out, and then he ends up throwing it at his homie. Look at that. Look at her face, dude. Or his face, or whatever. I think it's a he. And then boom, he throws it over at his homie. Bloop. Good job. Good job, Tuck. All right, here it is again in regular motion. And you'll see him do like a laser fucking underarm shot to his homeboy's gut, dude. It would have been tight if his homeboy caught it. Check it out, watch. See how she goes trying to pry it. Look, give me that. I want that. Blah, blah. Now watch this. Watch this. Scoop! Dang, he was not ready for that. Dude. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, now, listen to what this bitch says about her fingers and about being injured and about being a victim. Oh my god, this shit makes me want to fucking barf.
And he shoved me. He actually physically shoved me.
Okay. Were you injured by the shove?
You know, I had, when you get the immediate pain there on the chest and the adrenaline.
Pain in her chest. He didn't even get or his chest, whatever. He didn't get anywhere near the chest. He grabbed her like her bicep and pushed it back. He avoided her chest. What the fuck is the hell is he talking about? Sounds like diabetes.
When it's pumping, like my fingers weren't. I didn't feel my fingers hurting until like 10 minutes after the incident. So, right. I definitely felt the impact of the shove. Mm-hmm. But if you're asking me like if my chest or anything like that is hurting right now, no, my fingers are.
Okay.
That's definitely diabetes. Yep, that's for sure diabetes. Now, I'm going to explain the fingers thing, right? Because, again, I've showed you all this 2 times now. I'm an expert in broken bones and especially fingers, dude. Let me explain something. When I explain this to you, I mean, I don't know who you believe, me or the doctor. The doctors haven't broken their bones numerous times. I have. I'll tell you about the pain and about where, and when, and how, and what.
Okay. And which fingers are they?
It's on the left hand. It's the ring finger and the middle finger.
That's cardiovascular related. Her left hand only tried to pry the phone out of his hands. He didn't have anything to do with her left hand when he defended himself against both of her strikes or both of her phone attacks, because those were with her right hand, right? Her left hand, all her left hand did was what she wanted it to do and pry that phone out of his hands, which, what the fuck? That's his property. She's trying to steal his property? Come on, give me a break. That cannot be attributed to him, right? Those injuries were from her and her alone, right? And besides, the courthouse is the victim.
Okay. And the ring finger is swollen.
And like I said, he shoved me. I'm getting ready to go to urgent care because two of my fingers, where I tried to grab his hand and he yanked away.
He yanked away? What do you mean? What the fuck? Okay, maybe he did yank away, but she didn't try to grab him with her left hand. That's her right hand. What a fucking liar. Her left hand is numb and she can't bend her fingers on her left hand because he pulled away from her whenever she attacked him. Let's see that. All right, let's see this go down, right? All right, so her left hand fingers, right? Because he pulled away. Well, she's about to smack right hand, right? He pulls away. Her left hand's nowhere near him. And then he lightly moves away the attacking hand. And then she pulled away and put her hands up. And her left hand never touched him until she started to try to... Well, even that's her right hand right there, dude. Like, what the fuck? What a liar, dude. That's diabetes, lady. That is 100% a diabetic issue. Check your blood sugar or something, ho. Or dude.
And after calling Cassandra, the nurse is recommending that I go get seen, which is what I'm getting ready to go do right now. So I do want to be a victim of the crime of him assaulting me. And the courts will be a victim of the trespass and the disorderly conduct on this individual.
What? The courts are going to be the victim of disorderly conduct and a trespass. The courts. How can the court be the victim, a party in whatever litigation / criminal case? How can they be the victim and be the one that arbitrates the whoever is guilty or innocent, dude? This is insane. This blows my fucking mind right out of my asshole, dude. Somebody explain this to me quick, dude, before I fucking freak out.
Okay. Assault. Okay. All right. Did he know that he was under arrest for the trespassing?
Yes, ma'am. We told him 3 times that he was trespassing.
Tell me if this makes sense. Did he know he was under arrest? Yes, we told him he was trespassing. What the fuck, bitch? You can tell me I'm trespassing. I'll tell you to go fuck yourself as I'm walking off the property and not get arrested. That doesn't mean that he knew he was arrested. You have to say you're under arrest. And aren't you a fucking security guard? How the fuck do you have arrest powers? Were you born a woman? And if you were born a woman, did you have a different name? Because I can't find you anywheres, dude.
And tried to get him to leave and give him paperwork, and he was verbally combative.
There they go again, blaming you for what he was trying to give y'all paperwork, dude. What is she talking about? There's literally he was in the process of handing her paperwork whenever she struck. You know what I mean? She's like a fucking cobra, dude. Just you know what I mean? Just being swayed by some crazy trumpet or whatever, and then wow, boom, just attack like a crazy viper.
And then, like I said, when I reached for his hand, he yanked away. He became physically combative, and he shoved me. He actually physically shoved me.
Okay. Were you injured by the shove?
And that's when she goes on with the "my fingers were numb" bullshit. Okay, let me explain something real quick. First of all, here's how you know that I know what I'm talking about. This is what I used to do for a living.
Say the word.
So this is 17 years ago. This is all just little outtakes or whatever. But now, Harry, check this out. Now, that's what it looks like when everything goes according to plan, right? And something like that, as short as that is, takes like 3 months to make, dude. So here's what it looks like whenever things don't go the right way. Oh, this is the skate shop that I used to skate for, and they're actually their skate shop, or the shop was in Tempe, like in 2010ish. I think it's still there, maybe Mesa now, but they sell skateboards. They don't sell rollerblades anymore. Okay, maybe I should explain something first. So there's 2 types of skaters, right? There's the ones who do technical things that look cool on really small things, and then there's other types of skaters who just go for the biggest fucking trick, right? I'm the second type. So I've been to a lot of emergency rooms, and I've talked to a lot of doctors and surgeons and chiropractors and outpatient, inpatient, nurses, fucking nurse practitioner. Anyways, the list goes on and on. Now, there's certain things that you learn. Like, for example, a lot of people, the medical industry and medical injuries and diseases and blah, blah, blah is just so vast, right? Well, one of the things that is okay, the most prevalent one is when people say, there's certain things people say that they're lying, right? I'm sure it's the same in the legal profession, right? Like, or like cops, right? When you say jaywalking, they know that's not a real thing. That's just what we call it. But there's no actual jaywalking charge. One of the same kind of laughable things in the medical field is when people say they broke their tailbone. No, okay, here's the thing. No, you cannot find a piece of paper or a medical diagnosis from any doctor, even verbally, that says you broke your tailbone. Two things. One, you can't break it. Two, it's not a bone, right? But the reason people say this, and it's because when they feel severe pain, they think something's broken, right? And when you injure or bruise your coccyx, which is what it's called, when you bruise your coccyx, it is a horrible pain and you can't sit down, right? Sometimes it's hard to take a shit. It's so bad, you know what I mean? But it's not breaking a bone. And people will commonly say that, right? They wouldn't have gone to a doctor. They just assume that it's a bone that's broken. And so they say, I went to the doctor and they told me I broke my tailbone. Well, again, no doctor is going to tell you that. So that's one of the things right? And this is the same situation with this lady. Like, when your finger, like, see, and the reason people get this whole misconception about injuries is because car insurance, right? They always hear, well, you might not hurt then, but 3 days later. That's just so slimy. Fucking insurance agents can you can say that you're injured and get money or whatever. But there is something that is true to that, and that's because, like, it's like swimming. When you go swimming, there's certain muscles you're going to be sore the next day because there's certain muscles you use that you never used before. When you get in a car wreck, all your muscles get jolted, so you will feel pain, but not in places where you actually have an injury. The pain will just be from muscles or stuff that got moved around that doesn't normally, right? If she hit her fingers, it is going to fucking hurt immediately, right? Either that or she's tougher than the toughest athlete in the world. Okay, so here's how you know I'm telling the truth. How many of you, and I bet it's all of you, dude, and this is the worst pain, third worst pain, right? How many of you have accidentally kicked like a table leg with your pinky toe, right? Is there 10 minutes that go by where you don't feel it? Fuck no. Dude, maybe 3 seconds, dude, just long enough for you to be afraid and get scared because you know how bad it's going to hurt. And then you start going, right? And that's your pinky toe, dude. She would have had the same reaction if her finger got jammed or whatever she said, right? And it would have been instantaneous. There's no way she would have just kept going like nothing happened, dude. Now, don't go out kicking any chairs or anything, but let me show you that. Okay, so what sport do people use their hands a lot, like the most? You know what I mean? Right, basketball, right? So who's the best basketball player in the world? Well, I mean, we all know that's Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But who would be somebody second? Okay. Fuck LeBron. He doesn't even count. He's not even in the top 5. Who would be second after Michael Jordan? Okay. It's not Magic. No. Not him either. Yes, Kobe. Exactly. Well, let's see what happens when Kobe hurts his finger, right? Let's see if he keeps on doing whatever he's doing, right? Or if he stops, the entire game stops, and the whole fucking crowd in the stadium stands up and gets worried, right? If Kobe can't handle the pain, then neither can this bitch. Watch his reaction. Oh, my finger! There's no way that chick didn't. If she hurt her finger, she would immediately wince and bend over, dude, and do exactly what he did. That's what happens every time somebody hurts or injures their finger. And the reason why that it wouldn't go numb and then 10 minutes later she would feel it is because it's not a muscle. Your fingers don't have muscles. It's a tendon that you use every day. The reason you get sore after swimming or a car wreck is because the muscles move around that you don't use that often, right? And that's the reason they start to hurt. The normal usage, but because they're almost in non-use, right? And having to use them, that's what creates the pain. And they're muscles, not tendons. You use your fingers every day. You know, it's going to hurt immediately. What she's doing is just saying what she thinks would happen. You know, she thinks a car wreck's really bad, so a day later you're going to feel it. So she thinks or says that 10 minutes later, because she kept doing stuff afterwards, like grabbing Mark's arm and you know what I mean, smiling and laughing and giving high fives and stuff. So you know what I mean. Then she's trying to explain the fact that she could do all that stuff, but now it hurts. It's such a fucking lie. And the whole going numb thing, the only way that your fingers are not going to feel anything is if you lose circulation to them, right? right? And that is a heart thing. That is a vascular. That has something to do with either your blood loss or your breath control, right? Either you hold your breath for a long time and it gets tingly, or you lose a lot of blood to your the extremities, right? Which will eventually make it go numb. It'll go tingly first or whatever. But if her adrenaline was going off and her fingers went numb, she has diabetes or she has a heart condition. And if the doctor didn't say that, then the doctor is a liar, or she didn't go to the doctor, right? She's a big piece of shit. Now, I'm going to let this play. This is me bruising my coccyx. I seriously get paralyzed for a split second. Watch. Dude, this sucks so bad. Oh! Bro, I laid there for like 15 minutes. I was afraid to get up. Anyway, and here's me breaking my wrist. And let me tell you right now what she said about her adrenaline or whatever, dude. Okay, I don't care how much adrenaline you get from somebody just pushing your arm away. That might piss you off, but that's not adrenaline. That's just a little bit of emotion. Right there, there's so much adrenaline. It's like I don't do drugs. Well, I've done drugs, but I don't like take. I would assume it's what taking a shot of whatever feels like. I don't. Taking a shot of adrenaline, I guess, right? Like at that point, like there's just full on like as adrenaline as you can get, and I felt every single bit of it breaking and everything. I felt everything, dude. Before, after, during, the whole thing.
Oh fuck.
This one too. I felt every bit of this shit. I mean, this is my leg, but I felt every fucking. Oh god, man. Ugh. Here's me skating with a broken arm / 2 fingers and a broken thumb. So it sucked. I don't know if you can see how it extends on my thumb right there, but dude, anyway, by the way, cops are such bitches about cameras. Dude, this day, like, okay, the cops get pissed when fucking 3 people show up. There was 30 people with their phones out this day. I counted. There was 30 of them, and that's not even including the 20 people that we had, dude. There was more of them than there was of us. Like, there, you can kind of see the little thumb thing or whatever. Dude, that fucking, man, this whole fucking month sucked balls. Look how many, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people I can see right there with cameras right now. There, you can see it real good. See how the thumb's all thick and then the 2 fingers right there? So anyways, I could feel every single fucking movement, dude. That bitch is such a lying bitch. Oh, there you go. All right, here's one of Lane's phone calls, right? And it'll all make sense here in a little bit. This is about going back to the victim thing, because what we just saw was a non-victim and the courthouse being a victim, right? So,
no audio or record. That it is further ordered that no audio or video recording devices or personal audio recorders will be allowed in the courtroom or outside the courtroom within the courthouse for any hearing in this matter. Court security will be so notified. So KGUN 9 couldn't even come if they wanted. They've already been denied and they haven't even asked. Like, you covered murder trials, but I can't cover this? How is the victim of a murder trial not more sexually? Wasn't there a sex assault case or something too? A rape case by a deputy or something?
All right, let's compare this victim. I can't even say it with a straight face. This fake victim, right, compared to what this next victim, right? This next victim we're about to hear. Okay.
Have you ever told him to stop having contact with you?
We've never stopped him. I've been...
Another young child. With this agreement, 12 of those charges are just going to disappear. Here next week at Pima County Superior Court, a judge will decide his fate.
The family as a whole has been through the most excruciating, terrifying, heartbreak experience that you could imagine. It has torn our family apart at the seams.
This woman doesn't want to be identified in fear of retaliation. She's a close family member of Efren Lopez Corneo and says it's been a more than 5-year nightmare she's been living.
Holy shit, somebody arrest this motherfucker. There's a camera in the courtroom, goddammit. And there's no judge on the bench. Camera in the courtroom. Call K-Gun 9 right now. Arrest those motherfuckers.
She hopes next week the judge will hold him accountable.
Dude, what's wrong with y'all, dude? Don't y'all see this? Somebody's making a YouTube video about a court case, right? And there's court documents right there and a picture of the guy. What is the problem here? Why can't we get the U of A police down there to write a stop and arrest for threats or whatever and arrest this fucking asshole, right? Arrest this son of a bitch. There's court documents and there's a YouTube video. This is obviously a crime. We just saw Lane Myers get sentenced.
For the admitted.
There's even his name on this thing. Oh my fucking god! Privacy complaint the shit out of this. Oh my bad. That's the judge's name, Judge Conejo. That sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar? I think I know. I've heard that name or something. But here's his name.
Of his own daughter.
Right here. Look at this. Oh my gosh, this is outrageous.
Hope and pray that
Wait, what did he say? The daughter.
And says it's been a more than 5-year nightmare she's been living. She hopes next week the judge will hold him accountable for the admitted molestation of his own daughter.
Hope and pray that the judge awards this man the maximum sentencing.
Yeah, fuck yeah, maximum sentencing, exactly, dude. Because he molested his own daughter, right? So, of course, you would want to get the maximum sentencing and probably put him in jail while the trial's going on, you know what I mean? To keep him away from other children, you know what I'm saying?
Corneo is an Army veteran and spent his career in Border Patrol, part of the highly specialized BORTAC unit. He has since resigned. According to this police report from Marana Police, he was arrested at Border Patrol's Tucson headquarters in March 2021. According to the report, his own daughter says when she was as young as 9, from 2011 to 2017, her father would regularly enter her room while her mother was away and would touch her breasts and genitals and force her to masturbate him. This happening about every other night.
I would do that normal thing where I repeat it, but that shit is so disgusting I don't want to hear it again. But is everybody overlooking the real crime here? I mean, look, there's a court document and this news company made a YouTube video. I mean, when Lane Myers and Freedom Productions puts court documents in a YouTube video, he gets 14 charges and then gets 50 days in jail. So what the fuck?
Nothing. She could have just stayed quiet and let this all blown over and suffered. But she didn't, because she's courageous. She's got a heart of a lion. Yes. And I am so proud of this young lady.
A second victim, who was 9 years old at the time.
Holy shit, we got another violation here. You see these home addresses? Look at this. These are street names. These are all street names. We need to fucking lock this news agency up. You know, forget about the guy who did the raping and molesting. Let's lock up Course Nylander and you know, all of them, really. The guy with the camera and everything. Let's lock them all up. We'll put protective orders on all of them so they can't ever hang out with each other or anything like that or do a news story like this again. There is street addresses on that motherfucker. You see that?
Corneo called her into his room and exposed his genitals to her. She ran away.
Genital schmenital. Look at this, dude. There is court paperwork on this news program. Oh my god, dude. Are you guys not outraged by this? Oh my god, I can't believe it. This one actually has Laura Conover's name on it. We cannot be putting the names of lawyers that do this kind of work, you know what I mean? We can't let this shit be seen. Somebody privacy complaint me. True, Bill. Isn't it weird? I mean, is this a grand jury thing? Because if this is the grand jury little cover sheet thing, it looks an awful lot like the same complaint summons slash whatever that Lane Myers got. The information complaint summons and the grand jury thing are all typed out the same in the same. That's so weird to me. I don't know. That's just trippy, right? I don't know. I'm not a, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a whatever. That's just weird, too.
Because counts related to child molestation and indecent exposure. In October this year, he accepted a
more court documents.
Plea agreement. County attorneys agreeing to find him guilty of 1 count of child molestation and 1 count of indecent exposure. Jail time and sex offender status will be up to the judge. Per the sentencing guidelines, he could face just under 6 years in prison if the judge finds the acts aggravated. For the relatives I spoke to, they hope for the maximum, but no jail time could ever heal what's been done.
If they find him aggravated? I mean, that's up to the judge. I thought that was a statutory thing. And what the fuck if they were aggravated? Of course they were aggravated.
You nurse your children. You raise them up. You love them more than anything in this whole entire world. And it is the most catastrophic thing I have ever suffered for all of our family.
And that sentencing date will be here.
Just kidding, dude.
At Pima County Superior Court next week on Thursday. We'll be here and we'll bring you the latest as this case moves forward.
Damn right we're going to be here as this case moves forward.
We're live tonight from Pima County Superior Court. Course Nylander, News 4 Tucson.
You can't hear that right.
Of course, thank you. Well, we also reached out to CBP, which told us Cornejo is no longer an employee, sending us a statement saying, quote, CBP stresses honor and integrity in every aspect of our mission. We do not tolerate corruption or abuse within our ranks, and we cooperate fully with all criminal or administrative investigations of alleged misconduct by any of our personnel, whether it occurs on or off duty, end quote.
On or off duty? Were they making a joke about this? What kind of harassing shit is that? Come on, let's get some detectives down there and arrest the whole agency harassing people and shit. And this news agency too. Let's harass. We got to arrest Course Nylander, right? He's just harassed the whole world by their logic, by Rachel Stiles and Judge Metcalf and everybody that has anything to do with this prosecution. Matt Walker, Shannon Walker, by their standards, talking about this dude having his daughter jack him off, making a news story about it and disseminating it to the public is more jail time and is more of a crime than actually making your daughter jack you off. That's just that's facts. By their standard, that is what it is. Who do you want to live in that world? Then you know what? Then keep on doing nothing.
You can read the full plea agreement.
We begin with an update to a story the News 4 Tucson investigators first told you about just a week ago. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sean Mooney. Angelique Lazardi has the day off. The former Border Patrol agent accused of molesting his own daughter and exposing himself to another young child learned his fate today after accepting a plea agreement. Tonight, for the first time, his daughter.
TAC unit.
These are men and women that wear a uniform. They are servants of the law.
What the fuck did she just say? They're servants of the law? I'm gonna let that one slide just because. But they're servants of the people, okay?
And they're saying it's okay to sexually abuse and molest kids.
Jennifer Verna is Cornejo's ex-wife and mother to one of the victims.
I realize that I never really knew the man that I was married to.
She believes the judge's ruling is unjust.
Come on, Chorus. You can say we believe it's unjust. It's okay. You could be one of the people, bro.
My family was slapped in the face. The other victim's family was slapped in the face.
The News 4 Tucson investigators were the first to bring this case to light. Cornejo was originally indicted on 14 counts related to child molestation.
Wait a minute. Leighton Myers had 14 counts related to nothing.
And indecent exposure, according to court.
Put it this way. Talking about this dude's crimes in detail is a crime itself. That's how bad that is. Leighton Myers made a YouTube video and a phone call. From 2011 to 2017, a whole bunch of gross stuff, and also including he would place his hand or her hand on his penis and masturbate with it. Perspective check. What did Leighton Myers do? Made a phone call, upset a lady for like 2 weeks. Other people might have called and left maybe possible messages. Well, I mean, thank God they had this guy locked up. Oh, wait, that never happened. He was free for 5 years until they sentenced him. They didn't even give Leighton Myers 5 days to be free. Then again, I mean, this lady isn't a prosecutor's wife, so.
Records, Cornejo was accused of molesting his daughter since she was as young as 9, repeatedly between 2011 to 2017.
Well, this is kind of gross, but maybe they just figured, oh, he's not a threat to any other kids. It's just his daughter that he's molesting, right? So maybe that's why they did it. I don't know.
He was also accused of exposing his genitals to another girl that was 9 years old back in 2006.
Of course he was. What the fuck?
The trial ended in a hung jury. Then in October, he accepted the plea agreement, which saw those 14 counts brought down to just 2.
14 counts brought down to just 2. Like Lane Myers? That's fucking weird. All jokes aside, I really want to point this out. The way this young lady acts is the way, I know this is hard to say, but the way a victim of that kind of, whatever should act. They should be above it. They should be like no good in sheltering somebody from they need to rise above it, right? They need to feel powerful. Listen to what this young lady says. This is pretty awesome, dude.
I do not claim him to be my father. He's not my father. He doesn't deserve that title.
Julia is Corneo's daughter and wants us to name her and show her face.
See, it's like the whole tailbone, broke my tailbone thing. That's what people think, right? So people think victims just want to hide in the dark and not be seen. But the truth is, real victims want to be seen, want to get that power back, and want to show the world that they're not a victim, right? Just like this young lady did. Unlike the fake victim Shannon Walker, or the fake victim the courts, or the fake victim that police officer that Mark moved the hand away from his phone. And she should want to, you know what I mean? She should feel like she has power. But I don't want to use the term, but I mean, she should feel like she's in control of him, and that's the only way to do it. Sheltering victims, well, then again, let's just be real. None of that victims' rights crap was for actual victims. Anyways, it was for cops. So, I mean, that line that I just said about the cops, I made this 4 months. This is a video I made 4 months ago, right? I said that 4 months ago. They're going to play a hurt victim or whatever, but victims of actual assaults and like living in a nightmare like that, the only way they're going to get over it or be any better is to do what she did. So have fun with that, YouTube trolls. I don't give a shit. It's the truth.
First time speaking publicly.
He's a monster. He's an abuser. He's a child molester. That's what he is.
The judge granted her a lifetime protection order against Corneo.
Oh, like they did with Lane Myers? A lifetime protection order for somebody he's never even talked to before? Weird. It's almost like they were... Never mind.
She says it brings her little comfort.
Well, if she really wants that lifetime protection order to do something, she should send some emails and phone calls, and then she can get them locked away for 50 years. Oh, wait, never mind. She would get locked away for 50 years. Never mind.
People should know that they can speak up. And that they should speak up. We should not be hiding these people. We should not be defending these people.
On your harassment threat meter, Matt Walker or whoever else, where do you think that range is? Huh?
And Corneo does not have to register as a sex offender as long as he stays within his probation requirements. Prosecutors in this case initially were asking for a mixture of jail time as well.
Just a quick question, everybody. Can you cure a disease like pedophilia? Like somebody who likes to, diddle little kids, right? Is that, can you change that, right? Is that changeable? Can you, fix that? The answer is no, and I hope all of you said no, because you cannot fix that, and we all know that. It would be stupid, right, and unreasonable for somebody to think that you could fix a pedophile, right? Just completely unreasonable.
As well as probation, the judge said he felt if he locked him up today, he would not be given an opportunity to be reformed, felt probation would be a better opportunity to do that and set him on the right track. Julia and her mother strongly disagree.
I know, I shouldn't say anything, but I can't help it. This is the same courtroom that Lane Myers is getting railroaded in. These are the same people, the same judges, the same prosecutors. You fucking people make me sick. Ugh.
In this case, initially, we're asking for a mixture of jail time as well as probation. The judge said he felt if he locked him up today, he would not be given an opportunity to be reformed, felt probation would be a better opportunity to do that and set him on the right track.
Shut the fuck up. That is the most disgusting. Like, there's like literally, I'm having a physical reaction to how gross of a statement that is.
Julia and her mother strongly disagree.
I mean, I would hope every single one of you would disagree also.
We're live tonight from downtown Tucson. Cor Snylander, News 4 Tucson.
So we all know throughout Lane Myers' trial that I made a huge deal about the word victim, right? And that they keep calling Shannon Walker a victim, blah, 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 victim, right? They got victim envy syndrome. Shannon Walker glorifies the victim because she wants to be a victim so bad. Well, guess what? I just saw a video where there's an actual Pima County, Laura Conover victim, right? Victim of crime, right? Her husband was murdered, right? And let's see what she has to say about her victim representation. Now, let's remember, Shannon Walker and Matt Walker were at every single one of Lane's everything throughout the whole case, dude. Even the ones we couldn't see, they were there, right? Because it's victims' rights. You have the right to be present at any place that the defendant does.
Didn't want to see them suffer, and they executed him. The three of them. I've never singled one of them out. I have always, and I will continue to seek justice for my husband, and asking that all three of these individuals go to trial. Let a jury decide. Thank you for sticking with me. Thank you for amplifying my voice. Thank you for sharing. Please continue to do that. Thank you.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
And a teenager have been arrested in connection with the death of a man who was trying to help them. 52-year-old Paul Clifford allegedly was killed around Christmas Eve after a stranger knocked on his door asking for help.
Names of the notes. You know, this is C.
Good morning, my people. Good morning, my people of Pima County. Good morning, my people everywhere. I just wanted to reach out and say I'm still fighting. I'm still fighting to be heard. I'm still fighting to make sure that these lenient plea deals are rescinded. And I'm still asking, please call the Pima County attorney, 520-740-5400. And let's add the attorney general to this. That number is 520-628-6504. You can cite Paul's case number, which is CR20250148. Wow, I got those numbers memorized. So I'm asking you guys, please help me. I know that Laura Conover's generic press release tries to paint me as the irrational widow, that details have been discussed with and that open lines are being kept. No, they contradict themselves so much. I've had one conversation with her where she did not listen to me. She, in detail, told me why she would not listen to me or anybody in Pima County on what she believes is her right. She has become, I would say, what's that saying? Judge, jailer, prosecutioner. Well, she's like taking this all into her own hands, that this is all her responsibility. And I want this in a court in front of a judge. That's who I want. I don't want this to be a political issue. I want this to be about justice, and justice for Paul, and justice for everybody. This is not acceptable. So many people have reached out to me that they've experienced the same thing with Laura Conover, and that they were made to feel irrational or like they had no power. And this is wrong. You cannot strip grieving victims of what little power they have. It is my constitutional right to be heard. It is my constitutional right to advocate for Paul. I'm being shut out from that. To the letter of the law, they're trying just barely to eke that by. But they have been told direct communication with me, with Paul's widow. They are not doing that. They are not complying with that. They're fighting me every step of the way. They need to allow me to be present at all court proceedings, and something as important as a homicide panel, which, yeah, this exists, a homicide panel. I needed to be at that. That homicide panel decided the fate of the 3 people responsible for killing my husband. I would say that was an extremely important meeting that I should have, or my attorney should have been present at. Somebody. And I don't accept that PR statement, and you shouldn't either. We are not going to be brushed under the rug. We're going to fight for justice, and we're going to fight for justice for everybody. Stay with me. I need you. I need you, the people, to stay with me. And I thank you again so much for your support and for everybody that reaches out to me and shares their story. And please keep your voices strong and loud and keep speaking out. Speak out for me. Speak out for your loved one. Thanks, everybody.
I think it's time for this country to take back our country. This is an issue of government transparency. We can't trust a government that does not trust its people. We're going to